Hello and welcome to Let's Play Nioh, episode 18, the samurai from Sawayama. Before we get into the main mission, we're going to do the Watcher in Darkness. A group of Nioh mages have been getting up to trouble, and the Saika have been helping them out. So William is going to go and deal with them in these caves. We'll be seeing a familiar face in this area. It's time to fight Saika Magoichi again. He's mostly the same. I don't know if he deals a little bit more damage or not. It kind of seems like it. Apologies if you hear the puppies barking. You pretty much just used the same tactics from before on him. Now we will be getting his guardian spirit and learning a bit more about.
相変わらず強いね。参ったよ、降参だ。どうやらあんたも見えるようだね。俺も親父に押し付けられた力だが。 このヤタガラス、あんたのことも気に入ったみたいだ。俺たちサイカはあんたとはまた会いそうな気がするよ。
Now, a lot of this episode will lack commentary. That is because I am running out of disk space on my PS4. So I'm trying to kind of be a bit minimal about the commentary for this episode while I'm solving all of these memory issues. So, Sawayama Castle, it was originally owned by the Azai. Oda Nobunaga took it for them during his conquest of the Azai clan. This was after the formation of the anti-Nobunaga coalition. That was formed by Ashikage Yoshiaki, the shogun at the time. Nobunaga had captured the capital and given it back to the shogun after its destruction and the assassination of the previous shogun, Ashikage Yoshiteru, by Matsunaga Hisahide. After taking back the capital in Kyoto, Nobunaga set up Yoshiaki as a sort of puppet shogun, still under his control. Yoshiaki was not very happy about this. The Azai clan was on friendly terms with the Oda. Oichi, Nobunaga's sister, had been married into the Azai clan. Despite this, though, the Asakura Clan was able to convince them to join the anti-Nobunaga coalition. This is because the Asakura clan went way back with the Azai clan as allies. When Nobunaga conquered the Azai and Asakura, his sister was spared, I'm pretty sure. Her and her daughters did survive. The lord of the Azai did not, however, and he was killed in his castle. This is a new enemy type right here. I believe they're called the Harinobu. The idea is they're a sort of slime that coalesces and collects up discarded sharp objects like needles and knives. It is a yokai that is based on the idea that objects have their own will, and the simple premise is that the objects want to prove that they are still sharp. So they collect together and then try to harm anything near them, showing again how sharp they are. So I don't know why that skip keeps happening. It seemed to go away for most of the Nioh LP, but now it's back. You may have noticed I've also switched to the Adachi instead of using a Kusarigama as my backup weapon. That's because of I like the animations. The Adachi also benefits from the heart stat, which the sword does, the katana. I also like its animations, and I like its reach. though it is mainly a strength weapon.
I see. An excess of Amrita causes the subject to swell to unsustainable levels.
say hello to Ishida Masazumi. This is the brother of Ishida Mitsunari. He was the one who defended Sawayama Castle after the Battle of Sekigahara when the Eastern Army came for it, led by Naomasa. After the defeat of the defenders of the castle, Naomasa, he controlled the castle. He occupied it for a time, but eventually he destroyed it, got rid of it, and the parts of it were moved elsewhere. Now it is time to fight the Obsidian Samurai. The Obsidian Samurai is like seen as the bodyguard of Edward Kelley. He defends him. He wants to see Oda Nobunaga come back. If you hit him with Sloth, it's a murder. It's not even a fight. He is just getting destroyed. He's actually resistant to lightning. I brought the wrong type of weapon buff. He is weak to water, though. As he is a lightning character, water defeats him. We didn't really get to see off many of his moves with how I fought him this time. Which is why, hey, let's fight him again. The Obsidian Samurai is a pretty simple fight. It's just like fighting a revenant or another person. A bit similar to Honda Todakatsu. He uses an axe for his first phase. A lot of his attacks are slow-moving and built up, but he enters rage, meaning that if he hits you, he's going to hit really hard. So watch out for that. If he jumps up, jump away from him. He's going to slam down with an electrical explosion. When he does his shorter leaps, you can manage to get him. When he's at half health, he'll switch to his sword and move much more quickly. Then he is a bit similar to Tachibana and Murashige. Again, though, he's a pretty easy fight. He can switch between the axe and the sword during his second phase. Still weak to water. And that is the Obsidian Samurai, who is also a historical figure, Yasuke.
I dreamt of becoming a samurai so that I could fight for Lord Nobunaga. Who do you fight for? That spirit?
I have met men who have fought, struggled, and died to create a world without war, where people and spirits can coexist in harmony. I fight for them.
Lord Nobunaga told me that he would make me a true samurai someday. But he died before it could happen. It seems you have achieved it on your own. I was brought to this country in bondage, treated like property. But then, my Lord Nobunaga granted me the title of samurai. But I couldn't save him. Like the Snake Man said, I believe only my lord could rule a world as crazy as this one. But does he really want to be resurrected? He was an exceptional man. None can know his true feelings.
Now, something I wanted to talk about was Yasuke and the treatment of a black character in Nioh. I'm not really a fan of how they've portrayed him in the game. Not with the problem of him being like a tough, badass samurai. That's cool. That's what he was. But he is the Obsidian Samurai. In the European version, I'm pretty sure he's called the Dark Samurai. His armor set buff is called Samurai from the Darklands, which is their way of referring to Africa. The game also talks about a historical event that supposedly happened, but I don't know if there's any actual evidence to that, where Oda Nobunaga made Yasuke be bathed to prove that he was actually dark-skinned and that it wasn't just dirt. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yasuke did go to Japan. He was a real historical person. He came with the Portuguese and the Italians from a Jesuit named Alessandro Valeriano. When he arrived, it caused quite a commotion, which that is recorded as happening, that everyone was surprised to see a black man, and that even Oda Nobunaga was like enamored with him. But then it goes into how Nobunaga saw him as superhuman, and you see this sort of idea that a black man is superhumanly strong. He's like a beast instead of a man. You'll also note that the idea of washing off all of the dirt being the skin color of a black person, you see that a lot in ads for very racist ads for like cleaning agents and soaps back in the day, and even sometimes nowadays you still see it. Yasuke is a skin you can unlock in the game, so you can play as him. We also don't know a ton about him. There aren't too many records of him. He did exist, we know that much, and he did serve under Oda Nobunaga. He was 6'2". He fought for Oda Nobunaga, was a samurai. After the death of Oda Nobunaga, we know that he went to go and serve the Oda still underneath, was it Nobukatsu? But after their defeat at the hands of the Akechi, we just don't know what happened to him. Supposedly he went to a Jesuit Christian church, and then he just disappears. There are other instances of black soldiers who fought in Japan being recorded in artwork, but again, we don't really know. But that was episode 18. Next time, we're going after Oda Nobunaga and Edward Kelley. I will see you next time.